Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Sophie B. And first off, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026. In this video, we are going to do a 2025 market recap. 2025 was the year of the Goldilocks economy, met with the iron fist of trading policy. The S&P 500 managed to climb 17.8% to reach nearly 7,000, but this path was anything but smooth. From the April tariff shocks to the total reshuffling of the AI leaderboard and a historic metal mania in commodities. Today, we're going to break down the winners, the losers, and specific moves that define 2025. This is your year-end post-game report. So first off, we cannot talk about 2025 without talking about April 2nd, Liberation Day. The administration announced a sweeping 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada and 10% on China. This sent the S&P 500 into a 5% tailspin on April 3rd alone. Allow me one moment. I'm going to pull up my charts. Therefore, so we could look at the different stocks that I mentioned, and you can just see how these stocks moved in 2025. And first off, do not judge my lines because it's just certain key points that I have to keep track of, okay? So this is a 1-year chart of the S&P 500 or SPY, the Spider ETF. So despite the trade wars, the bulls still held the line. The S&P 500 finished up 17.8%. And as mentioned, this was this April 3rd 5% dip that we talked about. Next, the NASDAQ gained 19%. The NASDAQ gained 19%, narrowly outperforming the broader market. And the Russell 2000 ETF, it lagged. It was only up 4.5% as small caps were throttled by higher import costs and interest rates that stayed sticky due to tariff-induced inflation. Now, 2025 produced some legendary outliers, okay? So if you were playing long calls on these names that I'm about to mention, then you had a good year. So the first stock that I want to mention is LITE or Lumentum. This stock, this stock was up an incredible 339%. Okay. So while the market obsessed over chips, LITE provided the optical pipes for AI. So this was a under the radar stock. If you were in it, you were in it. I did not hear any news about LITE at all. I just so happened saw the chart. I saw the chart was up and I got into LITE around 145. So next, I want to mention Western Digital. Western Digital is up a whopping 291%. The data center pivot from processing to storage made it the trade of the summer. Next, I want to talk about Hood or Robinhood. Robinhood is up 228% for the year because it introduced 24-hour trading and it became the new standard. So just looking at my just give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up my year-end ROI from my portfolio. I sold quite a bit of contracts last week. But I just want to kind of go through some of the stocks that I invested in personally for 2025. And 2025 was just an incredible year in the market. So LITE, again, I told you I got into LITE when it was around 145. So I have a LITE call, and I'm actually still in this call, a 145 call. And that is currently up over 900%. Then I have a Warner Brothers call, $19 call that is currently up 368%. I have a silver $38 call that's up 340%. I have a SPY 500 call that is up, and yes, I said 500. That is up 280%. I have another SPY call around 535. That's up 218%. I have a General Dynamics call or GD. That is up 280 call. That's currently up 180%. I have an Apple 220 call that was up 163%. Then I have a gold 393 call that was up 100%. Now I sold most of these. I think I'm still just in the LITE 145 call, but the rest of them I sold last week, and that was my standings when I sold them. I was in these for months. I'm not a day trader. I typically don't, I do a few day trades, but I don't consider myself a day trader. So, just some normal gains. Those were like my major gains for the year. So, just some other calls and puts that I'm in. I have a SPY 625 call that's up 75%. I have a Meta $750 put that is up 60%. Pull up Meta. So as you can see, it's almost off $100 from that 750. Then I have a Microsoft 540 put that is up 53%. Now those, like I said, those are like my major winners. And just closing out the year, I had a Tilray put, an $11 put on Tilray. That was down 0.74%, so not even a percent, it was down. And I recently got this around $11 because I typically buy at the money. But and then I have an Oracle 190 put that is down 30%. It was down 30% when I sold it. And also and as you can see, Oracle is trading up above 190. So that's why I'm down in that one. And then I have a DNN $3 call. I was down 50%, and I have no idea why I was still in that trade as long as I was. But DNN, it did make some good traction earlier in the year, but the last or latest part of the year, it didn't do too much. So that was what I ended my portfolio with and like what I closed the year out with. And again, those were just my trades, some of the trades that I did. Now, some losers in the market, we also had some losers. The entire market wasn't just on the up and up. Lululemon. Lululemon and Trade Desk lost over 50% of its market cap in 2025. While tech grabbed the headlines, the real hidden fortune was made in commodities in 2025. It was the year of hard assets. So I'm going to pull up the commodities and just show you guys it was a record year for commodities. Gold was up a whopping 71% this year. Then we have silver. Silver was up 150% this year. And as you can see, I got in around here at the $38 mark. And silver has just been taking off lately. But we want to watch for a silver squeeze in 2026. That's something we want to watch for because this week in the market, the they raised the margins on silver twice this week. Twice this week. Prior to the market or the margins being raised this week, it's been 14 years since they raised the margin. So that alone tells you that that says a lot. Okay. So we want to watch for a silver squeeze in 2026. Next, let's look at platinum. Platinum is up around 120% this year. Then palladium, that was up around 73% this year. Then copper was up 41% and oil failed about 19%. Okay, so that's our commodities. And then next, I want to discuss a few earnings. So the earnings in 2025, it shifted from hype to execution. So the main winner that we had with earnings was Alphabet or Google. It's Google's parent company. Those shares surged nearly 8% post earnings in Q3 as they proved AI was finally boosting cloud margins. So the one stock that had a major reality check when it comes to earnings was Oracle. So Oracle started out as an AI darling on September 9th. On September 9th, Oracle reported earnings with huge expectations in the coming years, and this stock climbed nearly 41% to its highs. Then they began to, they had a data center wall. So they had shortages in the power transformers and liquid coolers, and this forced them to push back the completion of key projects like the OpenAI Stargate to 2028. As a result, the capex spiked to 50 billion and the stock tumbled nearly 30% from its highs. This is Oracle. So that's basically all I have for you as far as 2025. So our 2026 playbook is the commodity super cycle. Analysts see gold pushing past 5,000 and silver in upwards of $90 as debt concerns linger. And again, I told you we want to look out for a silver squeeze in 2026. And then we want to look out for the infrastructure recovery. So we want to watch Oracle closely. We want to see if they solve their supply chain bottlenecks. And if they do, this dip that occurred in 2025 might just be a gift. So we want to look out for that. We also want to look out for the Fed pivot. They have 2 or 3 rate cuts expected in 2026, and we might finally see the great rotation back into small cap stocks. So 2025 proved that the market can climb a wall of worry as long as you have the right tools to navigate the volatility. So remember, trade the chart and not the headlines. And that's all I have for you for your 2025 recap. And again, Happy New Year and welcome to 2026.